Hey, Mark here. So, Norbert and I originally intended this episode just to be one episode, and we were going to pack in all of the Marvel cinematic releases that were put on Disney Plus and theaters around the world, but the episode just got way too long, so we decided to split this up into two parts. This part you're about to listen to covers all the MCU television shows, so it covers WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, and Hawkeye. And then the next episode is going to cover Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man No Way Home, and hopefully talk a little bit about Venom. So just know we're going to do a two-parter here. The movie section will be released later in January, but this is what we have now. A lot of great discussions, a lot of good talks about these television shows or streaming shows, whatever you call them nowadays. But I hope you enjoy. And yeah, if you like this episode, make sure to look out for the episode coming out in January. All right, thank you. Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man that can do this all day. It's Norbert Morvan.
It was Hoffmeyer all along. Boom, bam, 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 yeah. Let's go.
Hey, so before we get into this, I just want to hear a little bit of your take of Tommy Lee Jones and Captain America, the First Avenger.
See what we're going to do right now? We're going to get to Steve Rogers, and Steve Rogers is going to be the greatest man of all. You look at that guy, looks like a stiff breeze and blow him over, but once we give him that Super Soldier Superman, that guy's going to take off.
All right, now give me Keith David as he hasn't been in one, but as Loki. And no, as Odin.
Keith David is Odin. Let's see. All right, everyone, listen. No, I can't even do it. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. That would have been awesome. Keith David is Odin.
So, if you haven't heard this, Norbert unleashed a beautiful Tommy Lee Jones impersonation during our Armageddon episode, where somehow we got on Volcano, and he's been doing his Keith David. You've been doing your Keith David impersonation since the first episode we recorded, probably back in the 100s, which was They Live.
Oh yeah.
So I figured I'd put you on the spot there and get some credit for that. Tommy Lee Jones was perfect, though.
You know, usually when Kobe lobs one up to Shaq, he finishes, but, you know, every once in a while there's a boing. Oh, my God, what just happened? I'm sorry.
So, Norbert, I got some calls. People actually called me and told me how much they loved the Heat episode that you're in, and they loved your Pacino accent. So,
thank you.
Give me Pacino as Korg from Thor Ragnarok.
Pacino is Korg. Korg was the rock guy, right?
Yeah.
He's playing video games. He's just sitting there playing video. You know, I want a pizza, you know, and I want to play some video games with you, Thor, because you're a good guy. Thor, what are you doing with the controller, Thor? Get over here.
That was a good pull, man. That was great.
Korg.
One could say you rocked
right
it.
Out the rectum. Oh, nice. Thank you. Hoffmeyer's here all night.
So I was looking at the 2021 Marvel Cinematic Universe, aka MCU, that was kicked off in 2008 with Iron Man. But I was looking at their lineup in 2021, and just the sheer amount of content this year from the MCU has been both spectacular and welcome. I don't feel burnt out. I know there's a lot of people out there that say they suffer from, or not, they don't say, but they are suffering from superhero fatigue. But I just look at these movies, these shows as quality content that I'm going to enjoy. Like, I'm not hating on them. Like, none of them made my top 10 of 2021, but I don't think there's one of these properties I didn't watch and enjoy. So it was a lot of content, and I was just thinking to myself, like, I would love to do a Hawkeye episode. I would love to do a Black Widow episode, but that's like 8 episodes, and I just don't got time. I don't have time for that. Maybe I can cover them as the years go by. But I just thought, hey, I'm going to bring in Norbert. We're going to talk about WandaVision, Loki, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, yes, there is What If, but I don't know. Like, what if it's cool, but I didn't feel the need to include that in here. And also, Venom kind of has a tie. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, kind of. Kind of has a tie. Oh, wait, no, wait. What would Pacino's? How would Pacino say that? God, you gotta. I can't do it. It's like that Ronin episode where you're trying to get me to do a Northern Irish accent.
It's hard, man. There are so many of these accents, and you're just, these movies come at you like life, they come at you fast,
I
brother.
did a really good John Barenthal from King Richard during our random awards. I just want everyone to know that. So
That was a solid episode.
If you are listening, you know that I can do a good John Barenthal. Hey, Richard. Hey, Richard, man, we got to get these kids out there. Work on their forehands.
Richard?
Look at that backhand, Richard. Look at that backhand. Oh, get him on the tour, Richard. I'll sign him up with Reebok. $3 million, Richard.
I know. Nice. That is nice. Well, this is the applause.
That's the only good accent. Have you ever heard me do a good accent before? Or like an impersonation?
Your strength is in just relentless positivity, my friend. And that's what it is. We only give good notes here on Movies, Films, and Flicks. Only good notes.
Well, thank you. Let's go play some games.
But this is great, though. I do love it.
So I just thought to myself, hey, let's go on. Let's talk about our favorite moments, our 2 favorite moments from each TV show or streaming show or movie. That way we can kind of cover each one. We can talk about which ones were our favorites and just have a good time talking about a load of MCU content from the year. And I just think, it was a cool year. Like, I what's interesting is I think WandaVision, Norbert, is that, and so I put my top 5 of 2021 out, and it was WandaVision, Only Murders in the Building, Barb and Star, Malignant,
you love that.
and The Expanse. Like, those are my 5 things I've watched all year. Favorite things I've watched all year. I felt like WandaVision, the black and white in the first 3 episodes, the kind of slow pace. Right. I was on board with it. There's gonna be spoilers here, but like, I remember watching the first episode and going, Wanda's in a world of hurt, and she was just recreating this to be back with Vision. And so I dug it, man. I dug like her hiding it from him and like her playing this thing. It like made total sense to me. It's like this person having a breakdown. She lost her brother. She lost Vision. Now she's reverted back to tape she used to watch back in the day. Like, it's a really cool story, and I thought it was pretty daring. I loved, Agent Wu came back, Darcy came back. Like, it's just a fun all around. Like, Catherine Hahn is in there. I just think it's. I thought it was a really cool show, and I really dug it. And so, I guess you want to start with WandaVision, since I just talked about it for a long time. And like, I have a question, Norbert, before we get into it. What's your favorite property? All these MCU properties. What's your favorite movie and what's your favorite TV show that came out?
The best thing so far, Spider-Man, No Way Home. Good God. I saw that in the theater and just nerdgasm everywhere. Unbelievable. That movie's unbelievable. I would watch that movie every day and twice on Sundays.
Ooh.
That was the best. That was the best one. And then in terms of TV, the MCU TV stuff, I have been digging it. 100%. I have a guilty pleasure soft spot for the Defenders from the Netflix ones because that was so great.
Oh, if we're talking that, I'm saying Daredevil. I'm just thinking from this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, so then from this year we got WandaVision, we got Hawkeye, we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Loki.
And Loki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from this year, I'm going to say, I'm going to go Loki.
Ooh.
I really like Loki, man. Loki came in 6 episodes, in and out. Boom. Nice special effects. And Loki, he has a reverse heel turn,
Mm-hmm.
He comes in, I am Loki Laufsen, and I should be the king, and you need to be ruled. He was doing his spiel from the movies. And then they just say, okay, let's go to the videotape, Loki. And Loki looks at himself. He's like, I'm kind of a jerk. And it feels earned. It feels really earned. So whereas you will get these properties where they just try to make a bad guy into a good guy, like the aforementioned Venom, for example. And in the comic books, once they realized how popular Venom was, Marvel just realized, hey, we got to turn this guy into a good guy real quick. Okay? He's a psycho. He's just trying to kill Spider-Man. And then we're just going to turn him into a good guy. We're going to call him Lethal Protector. There was actually a comic book called Venom, Lethal Protector, where he goes to San Francisco and just starts eating bad guys. And you're like, yeah, it's the 90s. Yeah, edgy. extreme, So this is what they did with Loki, except it feels much more earned.
And there's
because
an
Venom
alligator,
killed.
and there's Jonathan Majors.
Listen, the talking alligator. I wanted him to talk. I wanted that alligator to talk. Richard E. Grant, comes out of nowhere.
Classic Loki.
Comes out of nowhere. Yeah, and then, well, I don't want to spoil my awards, but there's so much.
Right. All right, so want to start with WandaVision then?
Let's go with Loki. We're handing out our awards, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so we'll go all the way back to the beginning. We'll start with WandaVision. The creator's Jack Schaefer. Stars Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Catherine Hahn, Tiana Paris, Monica Rambeau. Like, I loved her creation. I mean, you have a superhero creation story that's part of a side part in this that's going to become big later. Like, they fit in a lot of cool stuff in here. So my first award, I just got to do it. My first favorite moment from WandaVision is when Jimmy Woo pulls off the close-up magic card trick in the opening moments of it. Because remember in Ant-Man the Wasp how he was just, how'd you do that? I remember him just looking at Scott Lang and just, how'd you do that? Actually, everyone in there loved his close-up magic. But
that's right.
In this one, he just busts out a card and he says FBI.
That's right.
Like, oh man, like Agent James E. Woo, boom, card trick. It's beautiful, and it's such a good callback because
that's right.
I love Ant-Man the Wasp, and I love Agent Woo. Like, I think that Randall Park is just a delight in that movie. So to see him actually, you've learned that he practiced the card trick, Norbert, and he nailed it.
That's right.
It's beautiful.
This is the beauty of Marvel Comics that people are now getting to see play out on screen. There are so many times I've been reading comics since the 80s. I'm that old. I'm an old man. And one of the best things when you're reading Spider-Man, you're reading a Fantastic Four, oh, snap, the Avengers are in the next issue. That was always awesome. And seeing how characters bounce off each other, and the fact that this is happening in New York. So Spidey's swinging around the city and he's like, man, last week the Avengers fought so-and-so. And then they put the little note in the bottom of the panel, see Avengers 227. And then you go back and you say, oh my God, it's all connected. This is what people are now getting from the MCU. And you hit on that perfectly with that Randall Park, Agent Woo moment. Like, oh man, I remember that. That's how comic books are supposed to make you feel. That you have been paying attention. You get rewarded for paying attention to comics. And that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, he busts out that card. He just busts out that card, and it just gave me sheer joy. So that's my first favorite moment. What's your favorite moment? One of your favorite moments from WandaVision?
I'll tell you right now, man. Every time I watch WandaVision, I rewind the moment. And so my first award is for the song that would have been sampled by Busta Rhymes and turned into a sick late 90s jam. Agatha all alone. When that moment hits and Catherine Hahn is just like hamming it up at the screen and that beat comes on and you got a good sound system that you're just watching this through. Oh man, I love that. It gives me chills. It's such a great beat, dude.
Hey Norbert, and who's been messing up everything?
It was Agatha all alone.
Who's been pulling every evil string?
Agatha, all alone. Listen, man, it's so great that they tried to make Catherine Hahn as the bad guy, but if you watch the show, it's not actually Catherine Hahn, Agatha who's the bad guy. These 9 episodes, Wanda kind of enslaved a town of thousands of people.
Yep, and then
I know she felt bad.
Yeah, and then she walked away, kind of like, whoops.
And then she just left. Like, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to, take over your minds and starve your children.
So, thank you for your time. You are living in sheer terror. I was working some things out.
Right.
I was selfish. But it's a good thing this other woman came in.
Yes, that's right. It's a good thing that Agatha's here to distract you from the fact that when you dream, you're actually experiencing my nightmares. I'm sorry about that. I mean that. Oof.
And what's crazy? Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, who won an Oscar for Frozen, wrote that song.
Yeah,
like that's their beat.
Oh, it's so good. They take the lead motif, WandaVision, and then they just what we used to call in hip hop production, they just freak it. Agatha all alone.
That killed Sparky too.
Oh man.
And then what?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh gosh. When she did that in episode 7, and then she turns around and Agatha's on the back of her chair, and she just kind of does the rolling symbol. Like it's just, it's brilliant. Just, and then they did the whole Modern Family type episode. It's just,
yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Khan is so good in that. movie. I was a little bummed when she kind of went full supervillain.
Yes.
But I mean,
That's
the problem is, man, like it's a Marvel movie. I'm sorry, but this can't be like Glass, where M. Night Shyamalan's like, nah. Like you need to bang them up, CGI, smack them up, throw them around, punch them down. Oh my God, Tommy Lee Jones. Man, I tried to do it, Tommy Lee Jones, I couldn't do it. But it's you need that, and so I was like, but I just still like seeing her anyway.
What you're mentioning is a theme that comes up a lot in the MCU and these TV shows, to be honest with you. That actually, the bad guy's got a really strong point.
Yeah.
You know?
Wasn't she just there, Norbert? Like, wasn't she?
Exactly. She just happened to be in the town. You know? She just happened to be.
Imagine that, Norbert. Like, you lose your sister, you lose the love of your life, Norbert, and you just go take over an entire town, but there's just like an ancient evil deity there, or an ancient deity there that's just messing with you. It's like, all the towns in all of America, I had to pick the town with an evil person.
An evil bitch.
Yeah.
Just so happens that Agatha's bag is to steal the magic and energy of those creatures more powerful that exist around her. Thanks for taking over Westview, buddy. Yeah, good job.
Well, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah, all right. Really dark.
I love that song. So that was going to be one of my awards, but I'm going to go with my second award is when Darcy Lewis, who I would just put Kat Dennings in everything because, in the first two Thor, like in Thor the Dark World, it's a movie that, what's interesting about Thor the Dark World? I watch it and I don't really enjoy it, but I think about it and I'm like, it's not that bad. And then I watch it and I go, yeah, this isn't that good. And then later on, I'm like, this is not that bad. So I had to watch it again for research for the Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong podcast. And I watched it again. I'm like, oh man, this might be good. And I was like, no, it's not. But then I started researching it. I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. It's a long story. But I like Kat Dennings. It's just the Mew Mew and just her silliness in general. But she's in like 5 seconds of the last episode of WandaVision, and she uses it to just smash Hayward's car. And she's like, have fun in prison. But like that's her. She's just plugging along in a very slow moving vehicle. And then she smashes the Hayward, who's like one of the most, bureaucratic, punk stereotypical villains around, which would actually exist in the real world. Of course he would. But I just love that. That's her one. She smashes them. That does have fun. Like it's just a fun. Like she's just putter. She moves at a very slow pace. Everything happens, and then she smashes Hayward's car and tells him to have fun in prison.
You need that snarky 90s comic relief. And that's who she is. She's a far less annoying version of Rob Schneider and Judge Dredd throughout the whole MCU. Because you remember that? Rob Schneider would just, Dredd! Every 30 seconds. And just, good God, it's bad enough that they make him take off his mask every 5 minutes. But now we got this guy. I can't. And Armand Asante was so good, Anyway,
he's just reacting to everything. That he's just, you know what I mean? Like everything. It's just Schneider reacting to Dredd, judging things. Right. That's really funny, man. Because she's never really out of her league in these movies. Like whenever there's chaos going around her, she's smooching on her intern. She's just making quips. Calling things Mew Mew. It's fun to have her presence in here, and so for her just to putter along. Smash the car. It was wild. Like everybody who came back into the movie. Like I love Randall Park. Kat Dennings. Like they're some of my favorite MCU characters. And then and like after Endgame, watching what Scarlet Witch, I guess her name is, Wanda. Watching what she did to Thanos before Thanos went full punk ass. Like rain down.
Yes. She's always got this rage in her. She was introduced as an Avengers villain initially in the comics. So she's been going back and forth as a good guy, bad guy in the comics for literal decades. One of the last horrific things she did was to depower every mutant in Marvel Comics. She just says, no more mutants. And then the House of M happens and she warps reality in that way. So whereas in WandaVision, she warps the mind of a small town. In the comics, in the House of M, she warps the minds of the planet.
Ooh.
And gets rid of all mutant powers. And this lasted for about 10 years, the fact that certain mutants just didn't have powers. They just started to fix that in the last year or so of Marvel Comics. Like, it was a big deal.
That's cool. Hey, did you watch Legion? Definitely. Did you watch Legion on FX?
I watched a bit of it on and off because I was into, what's her name with the eyes?
Plaza?
Audrey.
Yeah.
At Aubrey Plaza. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I watched a bit of it, but I didn't get super into it because it was really weird.
oh, it's like one of my favorite. It might be one of my favorite superhero shows of all time. But David in that show, right?
Mm.
Uh, is it David?
David Haller,
Yeah.
son of Professor X.
Who's more powerful, him or Wanda?
Wanda's got chaos magic. Chaos magic, as you can see, it completely warps reality. She can do what she wants. But Haller has a dissociative personality disorder, except every one of his different personalities has a special power. And he has no real control of it sometimes. He just goes insane. So, I mean, it's a coin toss depending on who's writing the comic. They're both really overpowered characters, man. Absolutely.
All right, Norbert Morvan inks a deal with Marvel, and
Okay.
they give
Can't
you
wait.
a 4-episode run of graphic novels, not like just 20-page comics. So you get like
Okay.
a good run. You get to write 4 graphic novels or 20 comics. I don't care. You pick. It's up to you. You're the writer. Who wins?
I'm the writer. Oh, jeez. The spot continues to be thrown on to Norbert.
I'm dropping some.
I'm gonna
I'm dropping some bombs on you today.
These are bombs. These are bombs. But I appreciate it. I would have to go with David, because eventually it would literally be a story of which one of them is going to snap first, because they both just snap all the time in comics, you know. But when David snaps, he just completely loses control. You could see from WandaVision that after a while she starts to get it. Around episode 4 or 5, she starts to get that, oh snap, I did this. But at the same time, she's like, I kind of like it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna expand this thing.
Yes, I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna actually keep bringing the Vision back to life because I really, really want him in my life. So she's got more control over her power than David does. So I guess David would have to end up being a winner.
I like it.
Don't at me on this, listeners. Jesus,
All right,
it's a hypothetical.
What's your second award for WandaVision? What do you got?
Okay, the second award for WandaVision is
moment award, whatever they are.
Yeah, well, for me, it's gonna go between awards and moments. That's how I'm gonna do it. You know, let's enjoy ourselves here. Let's not get pigeonholed. So for me, my second award for WandaVision is, hey, I know that guy, Pietro, aka Fake Pietro.
Such trolling.
Oh, that was just, you know what, fans? Here's a giant middle finger to you all, because we're not bringing this guy back. Not at all. We're going to save our speedster for the Eternals, which I can't. But anyway, yeah, Pietro. They bring him back, and comics nerds like me, you know, we want this guy to be back because there's always been a very strange interplay in the comics between Wanda and Pietro. You know, are they just brother and sister? Are they kind of doing, shall we say, things behind our back? You know, he kind of balances her mentally. He kind of talks her down in the comic books. And so it would have been great to see them get to actually bounce off each other, because of the 2 Quicksilvers that we've seen in the comics movies, he's definitely the more interesting one. You know, He's got such a great personality and just kind of a snark that the comic book Quicksilver has. And so when they're just like, oh, sorry, it's Ralph Boner. That's the Ralph that Agatha's been talking about probably the whole series. You're just like, okay, I guess.
Oh, I loved it because so I all the theories that came out, and it kind of, you know what I like? It felt like Marvel daring to do something that would annoy people.
Yes,
if that makes sense. Like their big flagship release was 3 episodes of kind of black and white comedy that turned off a lot of people. They're like, oh, just don't watch those first 3 episodes, even though it's awesome. But then they introduced him, and that went nothing, like nowhere. I just love that they took some risks, and who knows how many more of these are going to take. But I love that there were some. It felt quite daring, and that's what I liked about it.
It was a serious red herring, man. Absolutely. And as the years have gone by, you read all the stuff on the internet. You know, Marvel, they've gotten control of the Fantastic Four again. Marvel's kind of working with Sony, but they're actually just kind of trying to steal Spider-Man back from Sony. So these characters are always up in the air. Are they going to be in the next movie? Are they going to be in the next movie? Which is how you feel when you're reading the comics. Are these guys going to show up in the next event? Is it actually him and behind the scenes? This is why the general public is having these wild emotional swings, because in the comics, the same thing happens to you. You have all of this history and you know what happened a few issues back. Is that going to bounce back to affect people? Are these guys going to show up? This is what makes comics great, man, and the movies too.
Oh, I love it. Well, hey, we got
Yeah,
one
man.
down. This is good.
Absolutely.
You ready to
Tiger
move on
uppercut.
to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was
Yes,
the
sir.
showrunner by Malcolm Spellman? All right.
Let's go.
You know what? Since I gave the first my favorite moment award last time, I'll let you start us off with this one.
Okay. All right. And so the award for, like I was saying before, the award for actually, he's kind of right. That's got to go to Baron Zemo. Zemo's entire family is killed in collateral damage.
Man.
Between the Avengers going to war with Ultron, who Tony Stark created.
Yep.
Oops. Zemo's kind of right. Yeah. I have a hard time feeling like Zemo is the worst bad guy because he's not, Nazi racist or anything. He just doesn't want super soldiers to run around and break stuff because that's kind of what they do.
And he goes off and he successfully splinters the Avengers, which is insane and just causes chaos.
Brilliant.
He's part of my favorite moment in the MCU when he is listening to the voicemails left from his wife on his phone, and then he has him and T'Challa have that, where T'Challa doesn't let him die, and the two, even Baron Zemo's like, hey, your dad seemed like a great dude, but I had to get stuff done. But just watching T'Challa, who could have gone down that path that he went, and seeing him, but also understanding him, and then the next movie he's dealing with Killmonger. It was such a good scene though. But the fact that you would let the villain of your movie sit there and listen to voicemails left by his wife, who was killed because of Ultron, which was created because of Tony Stark in their war. It's just
all the feels.
It's like
all the feels.
I remember watching that and just going, man, this is next level. And you're right, man. Seeing him come back in this show and very debonair, very wealthy, having fun, and my award or my favorite moment is just him dancing. I mean, that was a legit meme, man. That was everywhere. They did an hour-long cut of it.
That's right. It feels earned, man. It feels earned because he's they push me too far guy. That's what he is. He's absolutely a murderer. There's no question. Like we were saying with Heat, these guys are murderers. Zemo's a murderer. But Zemo as a murderer versus the Heat thieves as a murderer, Zemo's kind of more in the right.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that Zemo goes on this path unless the Avengers and Ultron murder his family as collateral damage.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not. And man,
I don't get that vibe.
And this one dude went in and shook it up. And I was what's funny though with the dancing, I was reading about it. And Daniel Bruhl was saying that, he's like, I felt the beat and was like, Zemo has been sitting in a dodgy German prison cell for years. So he needs to let off some steam and show off his moves. Let's go for it. And he said, he's like, it was so hysterical. He's like, that moment was improvised. When I saw the crowd dancing, going loco, I felt the beat and was like, Zemo has been he's like, I enjoyed the reaction of Anthony and Sebastian. They were just looking at him. And he's like, still, I was 100% sure they would cut it out of the show. I was really surprised and happy that they kept it. He's like, it was a long dance. There was more to it, but they cut this little moment. I didn't know what was happening, but then I received all these messages from my friends cracking up. My friends who know me well know I'm an embarrassing, passionate dancer on the floor, but it would be different moves. It would be my Spanish side of me kicking in and doing some matador flamenco moves, going down on my knees, highly embarrassing for my friends. So I guess he normally just gets on the dance floor and rips it up, Daniel Bruhl, in real life.
Yes.
And just, what's crazy? Like this dude who ripped apart the Avengers, killed Black Panther's father. I mean,
that was terrible. Yes.
But then him dancing in a club becomes an hour-long cut from Marvel. Like that's okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, like Anthony Mackie, wonderfully trained actor. I mean, he went to the best schools. His performance in Solos is excellent. He's been very good in movies. Sebastian Stan,
it's great.
I'm a big fan of his. I think he's good in weirder roles. Like I like him a lot in Logan Lucky. But I'm telling you, when they were on screen with Daniel Bruhl, it didn't feel fair. Maybe I'm wrong, but like Bruhl, I don't know. I just think he's a step above a lot of actors, and just he's. Am I wrong? Am I like what am I?
Bruhl is a classic supervillain.
Yeah.
He doesn't just monologue all the time. He's not going to tell you what his plan is. He's just going to do it. And then, oh, you think you can stop me? I started that plan 35 minutes ago. Zemo. You know what I mean? That's Zemo. And so he's not ever overacting.
Yeah.
He's in the moment. He's in the moment. And he doesn't have to constantly boast about how much better he is than you because he just knows it. And so whatever.
And he ducks out every chance he gets.
Yes. He just disappears. He just vanishes.
Oh.
Yeah. So is he a better actor than them? I wouldn't say he's better than them, but it's just the way that his character is written.
Okay.
He's got a lot to go off of, man. His backstory is just, you gotta feel for this guy. I don't think, did he mean to kill Black Panther's father?
No.
I thought he just wanted to kind of blow up that area as like he wanted to kill some people. I don't think he specifically wanted to kill his father.
He's a very smart man. If he knew that he could do it all over again, he wouldn't have killed that guy.
I really don't think so. He like you said, when they're in the snow at the end of Civil War, he kind of like, yo, my bad. I didn't mean to kill your pop.
He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, he's like, sorry about that. And you got, oh man, I feel like a terrible person now. I'm here rationalizing the murder of Black Panther's father. This is not cool, Norbert. You're a bad person.
Well, that's how good Brule is,
That's exactly the point. And this is why when it's the three of them on screen, Brule, like, what did he say in 7? He's got the upper hand. He's got the upper hand. He does, because he does all the time. He gets away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I love it.
Until even in jail, the Wakandans put him back in jail. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm still running things.
Yeah. What's your second award? What's your second favorite moment of the show?
The next one, the award for the couple that I most want to ship. It's kind of a tie between Sam and Bucky because they do that sexy staring contest.
The couples therapy where you have to get close.
Couples therapy, that's such a great moment. They do that sexy staring contest. You guys are having a staring contest, aren't you? It's a tie between Sam and Bucky and Sarah, who is Sam's sister. It's like,
oh yeah, she was into Bucky.
Hey Bucky, he's like, hey Sam, yeah, hey Sarah.
Yeah.
He's a third too, bro. And Sam is just instantly, yo, stop flirting with my sister, because that can go down.
Yeah,
that can go down. And like Bucky said, he hasn't hooked up with anybody since 1946 or something like that. Yep. So Bucky's a man. He's got needs.
Just don't say the code words.
Yeah. Oh man, forget about it. If Sarah said the code words, he'd just be like, let's get it on.
She liked him. They liked each other, man.
They did. They were into each other, man, and they had a solid chemistry. And Sarah was not one for play. She spent the 5 years raising the 2 boys and keeping that broken ship together.
Mm-hmm.
And Bucky's been through a lot, as we know. Involuntary assassin, and watching Steve when he fell off that train. All he went through, the torture. They've both been through a lot, man. They would be a great couple. They'd be a great couple.
And you know what? That's going to lead me to, I was going to say, I have 2 that I loved. I liked it when Sharon Carter was able, Emily Van Camp was actually able to just wipe people out during that shipping container fight, where she's just going full John Wick, snapping arms.
He's a badass.
Lighting people up. And because remember in Captain America Winter Soldier, when that guy was about to get shot and she kicked that guy's chair out of the way, and then he fell and didn't get killed? Like, that was a legit move, Norbert. I remember seeing that. And then in Civil War, they just make her smooch Steve Rogers, and you're like, oh, come on. So it was nice to see her just get to slaughter stuntmen in a shipping container fight. And I really love that moment. But I went back and I watched the boat repair montage with Sam and Bucky.
Mm-hmm. Montage.
And I just went, okay, this has got to be it. Because, you have Sam trying to rip a board off. And then what? Bucky comes up and just rips it off and throws it on the ground.
One hand.
You have Sam trying to fix this pipe with a wrench. Then Bucky comes in and fixes it. Sam is just Falcon, I guess, whatever. But he's just sitting there chatting with his friends, and then Bucky comes up and picks an entire pallet off the back of a truck and walks away with it. And they're sort of like sanding things, and it's just boat repair. That's it. And I'm a big
Dude.
fan of boat repair because I love Captain Ron. So it's just I don't know. That's what I wanted, man. Like, remember the opening action scene of this show? I was like, geez Louise, this is murdery.
Oh,
Like, he just
yeah. He's
murders.
killing people.
He's
Yeah.
murdering terrorists.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if they're terrorists. Like,
They were kidnapping a guy, I guess. I don't know either what the deal was with that. Yeah.
and he murders loads of people. And I guess,
Oh.
Batroc, George St. Pierre, he's bad news. But I was like, man,
He's
he
awesome.
just killed. This is, like, for me, these shows are more about, like, what I love are the moments when Wanda's cooking lobster. I like the moments when they're repairing a boat. Like, those are my moments. That's what I love. And so I'm just the two of them, and they, like, having fun, fixing a boat, and just cheeky humor. So that's my favorite. That's my second favorite from this show.
I agree with you, man. That's why I had to give it a tie between Bucky and Sarah and Bucky and Sam. The sexy staring contest. These guys have so much chemistry together.
Yeah.
They really do. You're not going to move the seat back? No.
Oh, yeah.
The call back to the movie.
Volkswagen. Yeah.
I love when Spider-Man beats the hell out of them in the airport, and he just goes, I hate you.
Yeah.
And he's not talking to Spider-Man who just kicked his ass. He's talking to Bucky. They got great chemistry, man.
And
a
they
lot of
stuck
people
to the
on
ground?
internet,
They were stuck to the
Yes.
ground. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he webbed them to the ground. He was like, I hate you. But it's not real hate. It's just, God damn, this guy, Yeah. Yeah, they've always had a really good chemistry together. They have always had a really good chemistry together. And a lot of people on the internet, oh, this isn't going anywhere. Oh, there's a lot of Sam talking to Bucky, and I was like, read the room. That's the point.
Yeah. This is what we
You know?
want. And
Yeah.
I do feel bad for the show a little bit because it got hit really hard by COVID. So they were supposed to
Yeah,
go
it
to
did.
locations. That didn't work. They had to switch locations. Then they had to shut down production. And then they weren't able to shoot certain things in certain places. And, like, they probably shot less than they wanted to. So they had to condense it. And so, you have the bad guy, what Carly. Like, she doesn't really get, you get what she's doing, but she's never really a character. Like, John Walker doesn't have that, like, he goes from being this, like, likable super soldier to just being not, but then he's kind of likable. So
it's a very quick heel turn with him that I don't know if I was totally into it.
And and so I think they had to do it though because of the situation. I don't
Right.
When you have a behemoth of this size in motion and then COVID hits, and then they also lost various locations, and I think they had to really was it in Friends pivot. They just had to pivot, and so I don't blame the show for that. I don't blame any of the producers, and I still really enjoyed it. But it's like one of those I wish like another episode, or just I would love to see the 100% vision of this.
Agreed. They needed another episode or two to give U.S. Agent room to breathe so that we feel that heel turn is better. Because he was super nice.
Yeah.
And then he just was.
Like, he had his best friend and his wife, and then it's just...
Right. You get that the death of his friend is going to change him, but he was already kind of being a jerk.
Yeah. It was...
But why?
It happens so... And I would have loved to see maybe like another episode of it, but I still enjoyed it. I still dug it. Like, I'm really happy for Mackie. I've always liked him a lot. So it's cool that, he got his costume. He's Captain America. I think it's going to make for some interesting movies.
Just like we said how Zemo had a really good reason to be that way, Carly, they had a really good reason too, but it wasn't so clear. And then suddenly they just blow up a building full of people. You're like, why would you do that?
Yeah, you're a terrorist now.
Yeah, you're actually terrorists. Like before, you were kind of stealing food, and nobody's gonna hate you for stealing food, bro.
Yeah,
you're feeding people. You're trying to get people housing. That's really good. Like literal billions of people are on your side, and then you just blow up a building full of people and soldiers. And it's like, oh, soldiers are the enemy, but there's also people in there.
Yeah,
it was they. Again, like we said before, trying to just define, okay, this is the bad guy, like Agatha's the bad guy. Well, I mean,
you know what was tough, I think, about this show, where WandaVision, you could just be on a set inside of a bubble, and they did have to shoot. They shot the back lot in LA, they shot in Atlanta, they shot in a studio, so they are able to kind of quarantine and bubble themselves. But I think this one, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they were on location for so much of this movie and
Right.
traveling around the world for the various locations. Like they weren't able to have the luxury of being Loki green screen or WandaVision TV set. They had
Right.
to. I think that's what hit them the hardest, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. No,
Yeah.
I got you. The moving around bit, and then the fact that they were just trying to pin down, who's the villain, who's the final boss. Is it U.S. Agent? Is it the Flag Smasher, aka Carly? Is it Sharon, the Power Broker? That just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
That's the winner of my
Zemo.
that's the winner of my award for sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Sharon is the Power Broker. Sure, why not? Yeah, okay, whatever. Zemo, is he the final boss? You got four potential villains, and none of them actually get a chance to shine because there's only 6 episodes, like you said.
Man, but it's
This is the one that should have been 9 or 10 episodes, not WandaVision, in my opinion. I am one of those. They could have kind of started at episode 3 people for WandaVision, but you're right. It was nice to see the black and white stuff.
I guess immediately I was like, she's hurting. So I guess what we're
Yeah.
watching now is her trying to play home. Does that make sense? And like really
No, it does.
struggling. So you just have to get on that wavelength. If you
Right.
don't, then I totally get it. But yeah, I think it was supposed to have more episodes, but still, at the end of the day, it had brutal dancing, it had some fun action scenes. It got kind of weird though with everyone insulting Wyatt Russell, like with all those pictures of him and old. I'm like, geez Louise, internet. But
Yeah.
well, he's the bad guy, I guess, whatever. But yeah, so we're on to that. Now, I guess let's
Okay.
move on to let's just talk TV.
I think-
Let's just finish TV.
I
How's
think
that
Loki.
sound?
I think Loki was next. Yeah,
All right,
that's
so
right.
Loki. Let's talk Loki. 6 episodes, right? In and out.
Yep. In and out.
Cheeky. Just Owen Wilson. It pretty much featured so many actors that I really like. Gugu Mbatha Raw, Owen Wilson. Tom Hiddleston. I had no idea who Sophie DiMartino was, but I liked her a lot. Like I thought it was a really Eugene Cordero. I loved him when the TVA working in there.
Yeah.
But no, it was like
Yes.
a really really cool cast, really self-contained, good story, and jet skis. So that's my first mention. And that's my first. And I just got to read you this line because it's beautiful. In the early 1990s, for a brief, shiny moment, there was a beautiful union of form and function, which we call the jet ski.
Oh man! So Owen Wilson. We just have a montage of him on a jet ski, and it's just whoa, Black Betty, Bam, whoa, Bam, yeah.
Oh
Is
my
that
God.
where we're going?
Yeah, but all right, so I'm a big fan of Bottle Rocket, which is how Owen and Luke Wilson and Wes Anderson really made a name for themselves. And in that moment, in that movie, there's a scene where Luke Wilson's character is talking to somebody. He's like, I was at a weekend retreat, or I was like at my girlfriend's parents' cabin for the weekend, and they started asking me about water sports and what I wanted to do out on the water. He's like, and not only did I not want to answer that question, but I never wanted to answer another water sports related question in my life. And you can just tell. And then he ended up escaping from I don't know, a voluntary psychiatric clinic, so he had must have had an instance. But between that water sports moment and then Owen Wilson talking about jet skis, it was just made me very happy. And so, there's so many pictures of Owen Wilson on a jet ski now floating around the internet, and it's just beautiful. So for me,
I did not know that backstory. That's awesome.
and just the writing too, though, in the early 1990s, for a brief, shiny moment, there's a beautiful union of form and function, which we call it. That's a great line. That's
It is.
yeah. So it's just me, and that was just during a chat. Like that's him and Loki chatting were highlights for me in this show. I don't know if you
Oh,
have the
man.
same thing.
No, they have so much chemistry together, man. They have so much chemistry together. It's Owen Wilson being wow, he's kind of wow, but he's bureaucracy, wow, he's bureaucracy, wow. And then you have Loki realizing that actually I've been the jerk this whole time, So WandaVision, you have that theme of suffering. Falcon, you have the theme of what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? What's the correct move? What kind of person should I be going forward? And Loki is a redemption story.
Mm-hmm.
And Owen Wilson's character is trying really hard to be Loki's friend.
Yeah.
He's trying really hard to be Loki's friend, like he's the Wayne Grow of the picture, if you will, He's trying to be everybody's
Hey,
friend.
pal.
And and they even mention it to him, yes, you're always trying to save damaged people. Yeah, we get it, And he's just, I think Loki can really help us, he's going to be our key to finding the variant. Yeah, wow. Yeah. And this is Owen. This is Owen. I'll be honest with you. This is Owen Wilson. He's one of those guys like Vince Vaughn where he just plays himself in everything. And this is basically Owen Wilson from Armageddon. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Okay, the most terrifying situation here. Okay, wow. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. They're good together, man. They're good. Man. They are really good together.
I think there's energies that work together as well. Like you find good energies. So you have kind of Sebastian Stan, who's sort of, he glowers, right? He has this sort of glowering personality. And then Mackie, like, I don't know, on set, because
I've always been, I'll tell you right now, Anthony Mackie, I see him in everything. And the first thing that pops into my mind is when he was just like Tupac in a movie. He was Tupac in a movie. Nice. And I always have to push that he's not Tupac anymore. He's the Falcon.
He's just got this, right? He's just got this good, like, I don't know, warm. Like in this world, he's more like warm. He's just, wildly capable. Like their energies though just gel so well. And just to see Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston, this trickster who's always looking to trick somebody with this very droll Texan sitting across from him. It's just it's a really neat dynamic between them, and I love it.
No, they're great. And the guy you mentioned that he threatens to gut him like a fish. What's that guy's name?
Whoa, wait.
He threatens to gut I'll gut you like a fish. The office worker, Ricardo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I love that he just pops.
What is it? Go ahead. It's Casey, right? Eugene Cordero.
Yes, Eugene. Thank you, Eugene Cordero. I love how he just pops in and then he opens the drawer. It's just the Infinity Stone ever. And yeah, some of the guys, we use them for paperweights, and then it just dawns on him. I need to stop. I need to stop what I'm doing. Is this the greatest power in the universe? Like, what? He's got a drawer full of Infinity Stones. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, that blew my mind when it was such like a cheeky, world-changing gag. And also, you know what I love about Eugene Cordero? He's in Mandalorian. He's also in Kong Skull Island, and he's in a show called Tacoma FD, which is made by the Broken Lizard guys, where they're firefighters in the rainiest city in America, so they don't have to do much. And so he
was also in Other Space.
He was in what? Office Space?
Other Space. It was on Yahoo. It's when Yahoo was trying to do their own channel. I guess they were trying to make original programming, and it was called Other Space. And I saw that, and I just always forgot his name. It was so good. It was a weird sci-fi.
Man, you need someone to come off that bench, Norbert. Like, he's like the perfect guy. Yeah?
He's going to nail it. He's going to nail that final shot, man.
Holy crap. He's in Star Trek Lower Decks, too.
Yeah.
So he's been in Star Trek. He's been in Star Wars. He's been in the MCU. He's been against King Kong. Man, that's pretty. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, he's in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend too. I love that show.
And so the award for that guy goes to Eugene Cordero. Absolutely. Let's tie a bow on it. That's nice.
Oh man. So who do you got in your next award or whatever you got?
All right. So for me, the award for the most successful Black-owned business in the history of mankind is the TVA. Because we didn't just build America, baby. We built reality. You're welcome. The TVA, bro. Just Kang. He's just like, yeah, so I eat apples and just control reality itself. Oh, you didn't even know. That's listen, you remember how you said the MCU, they always have to have that CGI battle at the end?
Yeah.
Not this time.
Nope.
It's just I control reality. And if you kill me, reality's going to fall apart. So I'm going to eat this apple and let you decide. That is boom in terms of MCU just trying to get into like Matrix level type philosophy stuff. What should we do here?
And I'm the good one of the bad ones, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's do you want to deal with the evil armies? Like, that's a question I like. I love that question.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, too, I just want to say one of my first instances with Jonathan Majors was when I watched a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I hadn't seen
Mm.
him before that. Like, I guess I had watched Hostiles, but I had never seen like White Boy Rick. But I watched The Last Black Man in San Francisco, and he plays a guy named Montgomery, and he's so good in it, man. I'm like, who is this guy? I was like, this guy's gonna be
Mag-
big. And you know what's funny too? I'm telling you, man. I was like, it was a 2019 movie, and I was watching it, and I put him on my So I'm part of a film critic association, and I put him up for best supporting actor, and because you get 3 nominations, and this is before he blew up. I was like, but this guy. I was like, this guy's something. And then now look at him. He's like Ant-Man the Wasp. He's Lovecraft Country. He's like The Harder They Fall.
Yes.
What was the movie last year on Netflix? Oh, The Five Bloods. Like he's
Yes.
but you know,
Yes.
it feels good when you can call things sometimes, Norbert. And I
Oh
just
no, you're well
yeah.
done. You got an eye for talent, man. You know that's why I'm here. Thank you. Here all night, folks. Nah, man. Majors is just you cannot take your eyes off of him. And just like how I said, Owen Wilson is basically Owen Wilson in everything. Majors has range, man.
Yeah.
Majors has range. Majors is not the same character twice. Not at all.
He plays this
And he's
playwright
just
in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Sorry to interrupt you.
no,
Like
it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, Norbert, like a complete 180. Like yeah, just a total, like just if you watch that movie and then you go watch like Lovecraft Country, you're like, what?
Right.
This dude's an actor. Like this guy, he can do
Sure.
it.
That's right.
But
Sure. That's right.
yeah, I remember seeing. But yeah, it was cool. It was always fun when you're like, man, that dude's gonna be something. So
There it is.
yeah, and he
There it
nailed
is.
that. And you're right, he nailed that final speech, man. He just jumped in and made it happen. So
Can you imagine? I mean, seriously, every MCU movie has to end in a knockdown, drag out CGI fight. And Jonathan Majors is such a good actor. They said, here, we're just going to give this to you. You're going to speak for like 20 minutes. And that's the end of the show. What?
oh man,
What?
he's
Imagine if Iron Man ended with just Tony and
Bridges.
the final boss. Thank you. With Tony and Bridges just like, Tony, I understand what you're saying about being a warmonger, but at the same time, this is how we make money. Well, I don't agree. And I want to get some more burgers and let's talk about this. There's no way. You know what I mean?
And not give
There's
you a
no way.
cheeseburger, by the way. And hey, can I
Yeah.
have one? No. I only got a couple. Jeff Bridges is
Build it
scary
with-
in that movie. Great
He is.
beard, great bald head.
Built it with a box of scraps and a case. Yeah.
He uses
Imagine
his
that's
height
just
and
the-
size well, man. And then you go see him in like Crazy Heart, and you're like, what just happened?
This is how much they believe in Jonathan Majors as the next big bad for Phase 4. They just give him a speech.
Oh,
That's
so good.
it hit me. I love it.
So I think I know your second award. So I'm not gonna do the second award. I'm just gonna do another line that I love in this movie, and it's another Loki and Owen Wilson moment where he's like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna stab you in the back, and then Owen Wilson goes, "You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times." That's what he says to like Owen Wilson. Like I said again, like in his droll Texas accent, he's like, "You've literally you've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times." And then I went online to like research that, and Fandom, the website, they put out a tweet of like everyone that he stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of here, I'm pulling it up right now. But like they actually he's actually stabbed these people in the back.
He literally Thor. I know that for sure.
And it's just kind of funny. It's just like, and someone wrote he is over 1,000 years old. I'm surprised it's only 50.
That's hilarious because that's a really good point. He's a trickster, and he's like, but where are the tricks? I don't see the tricks.
And didn't he stab Malekith? Like he's stabbed tons of people in the back.
He's really good at it.
Oh, it's so funny.
Really
Man. Thor Ragnarok, turn into a snake, and then turn into a snake, then back into himself, then stab Thor. Thor tells that story, and then he attempts to kill Thanos after pledging fidelity. Then while in the Stark Tower, Thor convinces Loki to stop the invasion, and then Loki stabs him. So
It's right in the back.
Then he casts a spell on Odin, and then he he gets his dad to trust him. He sends him away. He does like the get help scheme. He stabs somebody, and like Malekith, he stabs him. I mean, it's just
what's that meme again? Call an ambulance, but not for me. That's Loki in a nutshell.
But that line, man, just made me so happy. It just
It's
like,
true.
but you know what? It's got to be the way Owen Wilson says it though. Like you've literally like you've like 50 times. Like it's just
You
so. Uh,
literally like stab people in the back like 50 times.
yeah, and oh, I love it. It's just fun, and that's why like yeah, it's just a good line, man. I just love it. So that's my second one, just because I just
Nice.
laugh whenever I think about it.
Okay, and so my next award is going to be the award for yeah, I would, which is Loki trying to hook up with Sylvie because I can't lie. If there was another couple thousand Norberts in existence and one of them was a woman, maybe I'm a narcissist, but I think woman Norbert would be hot, and let's see what happens. I mean, it's not my cousin, it's not my sister. It's definitely nowhere near as bad as Back to the Future trying to hook up with your mom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Loki trying to hook up with Sylvie. That's my next award, man. The award for yeah, I would absolutely, and I would.
Oh man, we need a Disney Plus show. And it's just called Norbert, and then you know it's like, but Loki. Does that make sense? And it's just you. No, but all right. So Norbert, who would be your Mobius? Would you get Owen
Oh,
Wilson? Like, who would what actor would you want to be your Mobius?
my mo that you need a chill, cool friend. What universe are we just talking about choosing an actor, or are we talking about choosing a character?
An actor to play a Mobius, but another. This is another timeline entirely. So
Okay. So somebody who's just completely chill and laid back, but is going to check me on my BS, going to call me out when I'm acting like a jerk. God, that's a difficult one, man. Ooh, man, you're playing Stump the Meach right now, brother. I'm just like, what is going
I
on?
feel like it has to be like a Texas actor because you got like laid back McConaughey or you get like laid back Wilson brothers. I just get Luke Wilson,
Luke Wilson.
but looking like Richie Tenenbaum.
But he was really depressed.
Yeah, needle in the hay.
He was really depressed. He can't be depressed. Who can I hang out with?
Man, that scene, I'm gonna kill myself tomorrow, and then needle in the hay comes on.
Just straight up. He was going to do it, man. You know?
That tennis scene is one of my favorite things on the history. Like that's his 56 unforced error.
Ah, I now know. It's gonna be Paul Rudd.
Oh,
Paul Rudd's Paul Rudd's gonna call me out, but he's not gonna be a jerk about it. Just like Owen Wilson. And also Paul Rudd has stopped aging. So he's clearly a mutant of some kind.
we did a episode about the Covenant, the Rennie Harlan directed movie for Deep Blue Sea the podcast, and we decided that Paul Rudd is a witch. And so
Absolutely.
these witches can be immortal, but if they use a little bit of their power, they age. So he's used a little bit of his power,
Right.
only a tiny bit. That's the only reason why he's aged a tiny bit. But yeah, he's gonna live
Yeah.
forever.
Kind of a mix between Spawn and the portrait of Dorian Gray. That's Paul Rudd. Absolutely.
Man, okay, who would be mine? Super chill. I want because I'm actually having a lot of fun with this Norbert. Who would? Oh gosh, would Peter Dinklage be
Now,
good?
Peter Dinklage is going to judge you, but not just out the blue. He's going to wait for you to make your mistake and then call you on it. This is
Mm-hmm.
the key. This is the key to the relationship between Loki and Mobius.
Yeah.
Mobius calls him on his BS and his past mistakes, but he's giving him a chance to redeem himself. Paul Rudd, he'll give you that chance to redeem yourself. Dinklage, same, same.
I like that. I think that'd be or Brendan Gleeson. You know what? I'm gonna pick Brendan Gleeson.
I think Brendan Gleeson is just liable to haul off and just punch your jaw loose when you make mistakes.
But think about
I don't think this is Jack.
Ernest Brendan Gleeson. Like, oh
I think
gosh,
I think he's gonna punch your jaw loose, man.
Brendan Gleeson
I,
as okay. I'll take John Barenthal, but playing the character from King Richard.
that's another one, another one. They don't suffer fools gladly.
He's like a pro tennis coach. He'd be a nightmare.
Well, this is the thing. You got to be out there by yourself. So a pro tennis coach, they're not trying to be nice to you at all. They're trying to chip away at all your soft spots to make you just impervious to the shouting and the fact that a ball is coming at you at 150 miles an hour that you have to hit back accurately and put a
Yeah,
spin on it.
that's tough. What about
Go with Dinklage,
yeah? I'll do Dinklage. I'm taking Dinklage.
man. Bernthal.
Michael Pena,
Okay. Now
John
we're getting now.
Leguizamo.
Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Michael Pena and Leguizamo, they're not going to punch you out. The key is somebody who can put up with your nonsense, but is not just going to say, you know what, I'm done with this, and just savagely beat you.
Who could read a
Gleason?
sentence about jet skis better, Leguizamo or Pena?
Ah, it's got to be Leguizamo,
Yeah.
just because of the comic history.
All right, I'm taking that. I'm taking John Leguizamo as my Mobius.
And then he gives you that uptown New York Latin accent. Son, you win, bro.
Oh
You
man.
win.
So I'm surprised. I thought you were going to bring up alligator Loki, and so I researched alligator Loki,
Go
and
ahead, break it down,
and
please.
and so nowhere in the comic, it's not a comic book creation. It was the idea to include the gator came from an early pitch meeting between Loki head writer Michael Waldron and producer Stephen Broussard and Kevin Wright. We were talking about how we
Nice.
want to meet many different versions of Loki in this show. I was just like, there should be an alligator Loki, and it's like, well, why? Because he's green. So I guess
It-
Loki has his green outfit. So then they're like, hey,
That's
it's just,
insane.
and then it's like, he bites off his hand. He's like, but the guy goes, it's so stupid, but it also makes total sense. He's like, you
It
almost have
does.
to take it seriously. Like, maybe he is a Loki. Why shouldn't there be an alligator version of Loki? For all we know, that's an alligator universe or whatever. It's just a sort of irreverent thing in this show. We play straight and make the audience take it seriously. And he's like, after a beat, Waldron adds, I love that little guy.
It's another troll. It's
Yeah.
another troll, like Pietro. It's another troll, totally.
So there's I like you said, maybe there's an alligator planet. Like, this guy's really funny. He's like, it's so stupid.
There's a part of you that always wants him to eventually speak English,
hmm
but then as it goes on, you're glad that he actually doesn't talk. That it's actually just an alligator with a Loki helmet, because that makes it even more menacing and yet hilarious at the same time. Because they treat him like a cat,
Yep.
but it's an alligator, bro. And you've seen him bite someone's hand off,
Yep.
but you trust him because he's got that little Loki helmet on,
Oh
the
man.
antlers.
And like, it's funny, but he's been with them long enough that they all just accept his status as a trickster, and he has horns after all.
And what is his trick? Eating
Uh,
hands.
and then remember what Mobius said, like maybe lying about being a Loki is the most Loki thing of all. So
That's
it's
right.
like the alligator's a definite trickster who belongs there.
Yes.
But I love how
Yes.
they wrote it's so stupid. And yeah, I can't think of anything that made me happier. That's like one of my top 5 MCU moments of the year, is just watching
It
that.
it was completely random, and that's a good call on your point, on your part, to just, yeah, we can't not talk about Loki without talking about that alligator. You're absolutely right. Again, yet another sign that I'm a narcissist, that I want to talk about me hooking up with alternate universe me, female.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, okay, Norbert. Percentage of people watching that show, watching the dynamic between them, thinking, would I do that? Like, what's it like of people old enough? You know what I mean? Like, what's the
Yeah,
percentage of
yeah.
people thinking that?
I'm going to say it's alarmingly high. I'm not even going to assign it a number. I'm just going to say that there's a lot of people sitting there watching Loki with their little glass of white wine. Just, yeah, I would. That's why it's the award's name. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Oh man,
It's
I
kind of,
love it. Well,
you remember Gremlins 2 at the end with Robert Picardo?
eh.
He's trapped in a bathroom with the girl Gremlin. After a while you see his face, just, yeah, okay, I'm into it.
I'm
Let's
resigned
let's,
to
let's,
it.
let's,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. Why
Oh
not?
man. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah, horrible.
Now, are you ready to talk about the most? Okay, this I don't want to be reductive sounding, because when I heard that Haley Steinfeld was going to be Kate Bishop, who I know nothing about the comics, I just know X-Men comics. But when I knew,
Right,
and I only know a certain run of certain X-Men comics. But when I was like,
right.
okay, Oscar nominee Haley Steinfeld, who's also really good in The Edge of 17, she won awards for that. She's excellent in that. I was like, okay, so an
Hmm.
Oscar nominee for this, you're bringing back Renner, who, if you go back and you watch The Town, you watch Hurt Locker, you just kind of think like this, Arrival, like this dude can
Hmm.
act. And
Renner's a good actor.
then you learn that Vera Farmiga's in it. You're like, oh geez Louise, like, so this cast is stacked, and then it's a Christmas theme, and it's like, what, 6 episodes, and then you learn the rumors about who's going to be in it, and then you
Yes.
learn who's in it, and you just lose your mind
Hmm.
because spoilers, you need to watch Hawkeye, turn it off if you haven't. But then, Vincent D'Onofrio comes in
Oh,
as
oh my God.
Kingpin, and then you get Florence Pugh as Yelena coming in and just crushing it. And it's just,
Again.
I mean, and like even Linda, even the big twist with her and the watch.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
all that cool stuff. And I was I was on this meeting with these, we do pitches, for this thing, like writing scripts and doing all this, and so we were talking. People were talking about Hawkeye and how no one even called the Kingpin thing. No one called this thing. Oh, and you also get a new show too. You get Maya Lopez, so you get Echo coming out too. Like she's a badass. Like that was really cool.
It was.
And you know what sucks? So her dad, like I'm a big fan of that dude. He's in Fargo and just an excellent actor. I wanted more of him, but when he got killed, I got mad. I was like, no, you don't kill him. But
you don't.
Reservation Dogs too. He's really good in Reservation Dogs. Oh man,
I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah,
so I got to get on it.
That. But just seeing this together, and then just seeing Haley Steinfeld, just how, I don't know, man, she's such a likable screen presence. And then watching Renner, who, what I like about Renner, he has this, I can't speak about hearing loss, but he has the hearing aid. He's been through the ringer. He's just tired, and he's old, and he's like broken. And he just wants to be back with his family. And just watching this unfold and the family dynamics and like, watching Kate Bishop believe in herself, like it's such a good show, man. This show was such a great way to end an MCU year for me as far as TV shows go, because man, did I enjoy this.
No, 100% agree, man. When it first starts, it like all the MCU shows, it starts off kind of slow and you're thinking, okay, where's this going? What's happening? Am I interested in these characters? A lot of the chatter online was, this one is the worst of the MCU shows so far this year. This one is so bad. Who cares about Hawkeye? Exactly. They're trying to make another male character into a woman. That type of stuff. And it's just, why are you all so angry, man? Let the show unfold. And as it does unfold, like you say, Haley grabs your heart, and nobody plays grizzled, I'm done with this, like Renner. He's basically doing an extension of his character, like you said, from the Hurt Locker. Except dude from the Hurt Locker, he was kind of tired of it too, but then at the same time, the action is the juice, so he wants to keep going back. He wants to keep going back to the point where he doesn't even care about his family. And so maybe after 30 years of being the action is the juice guy, this is the guy you get, where it's just, okay, I'm done with this. I can't even hear anymore, for Christ's sake.
I need some frozen juice to put it on my bruises.
Yeah, seriously. Can I just go home now? I'm done with this. And so this girl shows up, and she's just super fangirl. Oh my God, you're Hawkeye. And remember when you did this? And remember that time at band camp? And he's just like, okay. And he could be a total jerk about it. Can you get away from me, please? And he is for a little while. But he eventually warms to her when he sees that not only does she have the skills, she's got the heart. She's got the constitution for it. She's ready to go. And she would fit in, actually, with the rest of the people. Because this is not just something that you kind of want to do, like where you just pick up a guitar. I'm going to learn guitar. And then maybe I'm going to learn Spanish next week. No, she's invested. She's not going to let this go. So you might as well guide her and be a mentor. And then eventually she becomes part of the family. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
And just her calling him incessantly on the phone and just never giving up. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So, no, it's sweet.
I found out something really cool. And so my favorite moment is when Yelena just starts eating mac and cheese.
Yeah, yes, the hot sauce.
Reading this, though, researching it, in Black Widow, in the beginning, when she's a kid, when they're walking into the house, she asks Rachel Weisz, can we have mac and cheese?
Oh.
So there's like there's a tie-in on mac and cheese. And then also, the addition of hot sauce has a very different explanation. I guess Yelena's pasta topping came entirely from Florence Pugh herself. So she said, or Birdie, let's see, was it Bert and Birdie? They are the people who directed this.
Right.
They said, let's see, on-set riffing resulted in a hot sauce bottle being thrown Yelena's way instead of a different object. And Pugh, a big fan of hot sauce, came up with the idea of putting it all over the mac and cheese. So it's like you have a nice improv, but also you have an old school mac and cheese from when she was a kid. So it's just it's pretty cool, man. Like it ties together, but it's also just her being funny and like eating other people's food and complaining about one fork. And it's just you know what? Can I tell you? We'll talk about the movie on part 2 of this because this episode's going for a while.
No, I got you. But when I can't think of anything more blasphemous to put on mac and cheese than hot sauce, because the hero of mac and cheese is the cheese. So that's just totally, like you say, going back to when she was a kid. This is what I like. this makes me feel like home. And the big theme of Hawkeye is that family, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because each one of the series has that kind of underlying theme that we mentioned. And Hawkeye is, you know, you're dealing with your past and you're trying to reconcile with your past and you're trying to just put your family unit together because it's a little bit broken. But Hawkeye's family unit, be clear, is not broken at all. He loves his family. They love him. They accept him as a superhero, period. But new Hawkeye, Haley, she's also Hawkeye. Her family situation's a little messed up. We know from the Black Widow movie that her family, that Yelena's family situation is messed up. They're trying to resolve these things, man. And they're looking for what makes them feel that comfort. And so even though hot sauce is insane to put on mac and cheese, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Makes me feel.
That's such a good and I like their energy together too. Just Haley just watches Pew during it.
I could watch that scene all day.
It's just watching their two energies.
They're so good.
Yeah,
They're
and then
so good.
their fight scene in the final episode where they're just scrapping. And, oh man, okay. I'm just gonna. This isn't gonna be part of my awards for Black Widow, but there's a scene in Black Widow where Yelena shoots herself up onto an airplane. Instead of landing gracefully, she just thunks on it. And
Yes.
That's kind of what I like about Yelena. She's just a kind of a tank. There's nothing really super graceful about her, and I love that about her character.
No.
So her fight with Bishop in the office was beautiful. But yeah, my mac and cheese is my number one moment.
Okay. For me, the award for old school Marvel villain, full spoilers. Yeah. Old school Kingpin strength.
Yeah.
All right.
They brought that back, didn't they?
Kingpin takes a beating, but he's dished it out as well. And this is Romita era Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. When somehow, you know, according to the comic book, Spider-Man can max out at 10 tons lifting. All right. The Kingpin, he's not superhuman, quote unquote, but he's just incredibly dense. He looks fat, but it's actually supposed to be muscle. So he's incredibly dense and he is strong. And back in the day in the comics, he used to just hold his own with Spider-Man, which is insane. But he used to just go hand to hand occasionally with Spider-Man and with Daredevil. And so we get to see that physical Kingpin in this. And oh man, that was such a throwback for me. I love that, man. Just watching Kingpin throw hands. Yeah. So that's the award.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
I was gonna say the nice thing about that fight was that he clearly takes Kate Bishop. He doesn't take her seriously, so he just throws her 20 feet and then waits for her to come back. Throws her 20 feet. Like he doesn't exactly even want to kill her.
Right.
But I like how she finally defeats him, you know, with the arrows and that whole, you know, he lets her make them and they have the arrow making montage and everything.
Yeah.
But I like how he just keeps chucking her, but it makes her look tough because she never gives up. So I just love how they handle that fight because he just never took her seriously, and then because of that, he gets shellacked. So it's a cool way to handle that fight scene, and I just love that dynamic between the two. And also, I love that's Hawkeye, and yes, he gets the fight against Yelena, but I like that it's Kate who gets the Kingpin fight. Like that was cool. Right. That made me really happy.
Yeah, he fights with Yelena because they got to close that.
Yeah.
They got to wrap up that thread with Hawkeye and the Black Widow when they were on that planet trying to get the stone. Yeah. And she when we do talk about Black Widow, we'll talk more. The Black Widow movie, we'll talk about it more. But there was a scene where they're all just eating dinner together, you know. So she really, really misses her sister, even though they didn't hang out much at all, you know. So that was really cool. And the whole series in general is just kind of, it's about Hawkeye, but not really. It's more about trying to get Haley as Hawkeye. And I think it succeeds. It really does. And Echo, amazing.
Oh, yeah. And like the energies of them work well. Like, this is more I want to talk. We don't got time. We'll save it for the next part. But I got my second award goes to a really great scene with Echo. You kind of meet her and you get that fight scene, but it's the ball pit attack. When Hawkeye is up against the tracksuit gang. And so what I learned was they were inside an abandoned KB Toys because the Kevin Feige wanted it to be in there. So you have all these random toys. Right. And Heidi Moneymaker, who's been a stunt, she's Black Widow's stunt person. She did all the fights for this, which I thought was badass because I once saw her on a motorcycle jumping over, like, so she was on a motorcycle, stood on the motorcycle, jumped off the motorcycle and over cars, and like 300 people just started clapping. So she's an absolute like beast as far as
Yeah.
doing that. But it's what we learned though is that during this thing, uh, they actually brought Jeremy Renner in the writers' room, and when he saw the ball pit, he's like, "We're doing that." He's like, "We're gonna do a scene where I'm like a shark." And
That's what he looked like. Yeah.
yeah, and then I'm underneath the balls, and I come up. But once you see that scene, it's such a clear gag, and it's
Yeah.
these tracksuit guys, they're kind of idiots, but I actually like how they took advice on certain scenes and everything. But
Mm.
it's just funny, and it's nice that this movie allowed itself to kind of be silly and weird. I mean, for a
Mhm.
Marvel movie, you could count the weird moments on like one hand. You have some WandaVision scenes, some Ragnarok scenes, some Ant-Man the Wasp scenes, maybe some Ant-Man scenes, but they never embrace weird. So it's just nice to see a ball pit gag in a fight scene. And I thought episode 3 and that scene and the ensuing chase is like when everything really started kicking off action wise.
It did. It did. It did. And I thought that the sword wielding father was going to end up being somebody too. And I'm glad that he's not the bad guy
Oh,
because he had such charisma. I love that guy.
I
He was
told
cool.
Megan, I'm like, he's good. I was like, hey, I was like, they're making him too shady. And I was like,
Yes.
I have a feeling he's going to be a good guy. And then he
It was
turned out
so
to
cool.
be, I mean, he murdered a lot of tracksuit guys, but it was
He
still,
did.
but
He did.
I just, the ball pit gag, man, it just made me happy because it was silly and,
Yeah.
and it was nice
And
letting Renner be silly. And I enjoyed that.
yes. Renner's got the range, and because this is directed at our particular age group, KB Toy Store was a thing, man.
Oh,
KB Toy Store
huge
was
thing.
fun. It was such you just get that warm feeling when you had zero problems and just GI Joe toys are everywhere and you can't wait to get Serpentor and the GI Joe helicarrier. I love KB Toy Store.
Oh, man,
I
the
miss it.
helicarrier. I never was able to get that. Did you have it?
Of course not, man. It was way too expensive. No,
My
way.
friends had it.
Yes,
I started getting Mighty
always my
Max
friends have.
because I was like, they're small and their little areas give me more room to play with them, so I don't have to get a helicarrier. But
And Mad Balls.
it's man, Mad Balls, wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a ball pit gag. It's a ball pit gag in this show, and then it had a great action scene, and I really dug. Listen, I loved the idea of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but when Falcon destroys 18 helicopters in the first scene, I'm like, oh, I guess he's full badass now, right?
Yeah,
And
he
that's
is.
fine. But I like the idea of a guy who can eat a bullet in the femoral artery and die in this world. And I liked Wanda's hurt in those first episodes, and so I
Yeah.
mean Loki, and I liked Hiddleston kind of coming to grips with who he is, and
Right.
I guess with Hawkeye, I liked how I don't know, it's just yeah,
Hawkeye's just trying to get home, man.
yeah, exactly.
That's
He's
it.
just trying to get
Hawkeye's just
home.
he's trying to get home. He's swimming in that ball pit, which hasn't been used in decades. And a normal ball pit is probably the dirtiest thing humans have ever created. And so he just dives in, like you say, he's a shark, man. He doesn't care about, catching some kind of staph infection, swimming. In that ball pit. And Falcon is leaning more towards his soldier thing when he's
Yeah.
just murdering people. You know what I mean? He's just, I am a soldier. This is what we are trained to do. It's
I mean,
kind
listen,
of
he
a
has a lot to deal with,
superhero.
but
Yeah,
I guess. I lost my point. Haley gets beat up by Kingpin. She's not there yet. That's what I like.
right,
Like she's not
right.
there yet, and that's
Yeah,
where a lot
she's
of
not super.
fun action comes from, right? Because it's fun watching them get there. So
Right.
like when I saw Sam just legitimately, I mean, it was awesome. I remember going, "This is amazing," and then GSP pops up, and I'm like, "Yes," and just
Oh,
watching the gliders, I'm like, "This is so cool." But I don't know. I like human heroes. I guess I've always liked that humanity angle, and they find that repairing boats and all the bank loan scene and all that. But
right,
I don't know.
right.
I don't know. Haley has this good job of being like tough, but then also not tough, and then like vulnerable, but also really sarcastic. It's just she's a
Yeah.
good actor, and so I enjoyed the humanity of the role, I guess.
No, you're right, man. You're right. She's been trained, but she hasn't actually been in combat, you
Mhm.
know? So what you're talking about, yeah, she is getting basically experience points. She's getting, okay, so even though I learned I can do move X, actually it doesn't work because they know the counter. So I'm going to have to eventually get better. But Falcon, he was already a soldier before they gave him all the equipment.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, he was already a badass.
And then he actually goes through the stuff in the Avengers. He pops up in Ant-Man
that's true. And
as the cameo.
And he murders that gigantic beast by stabbing it.
Oh yeah, he knows what time it is.
Yeah.
So these soldiers are kidnapping. I don't remember who. Yeah. He's like, nah, I don't got time for this. he's just erasing dudes. And then finally, my final award actually, just to go back to Falcon real quick, the award for sure, why not? Yeah, Sharon is the power broker. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Sure.
You knew that was coming too. Like
it was extremely obvious. Yeah, okay, Sharon, sure, you're the power broker. Why not?
No, I get. You're right though. I guess. No, you're right about him being a soldier. And they paired him up against good villains too.
Right.
I guess it's all about kind of who you kind of pair him up against. But I've always found like Superman. I've always found that character somewhat boring. Or like Thor, nothing can happen to him. So that's why I like Ragnarok, because it's actually funny. I don't know. I like finding like the humanity in character. Like Unbreakable, I love, right? Spider-Man 2. Remember the subway fight when he gets knocked out and people have to carry him?
Yes.
Like
yes.
That's like parts of, and we talked about the Spider-Man final fight when Spider-Man gets his like the hemorrhage in his eye. Like that's
yes.
Like, I don't know. I like the humanity of my heroes. So I guess that's what I was getting at.
No, you're right. Good
Captain
Superman
America bores me.
Well, this is the thing. Captain America, Superman, Thor, these dudes, they're not going to die.
Yeah.
So he is the writing that makes them more like us. That's what makes a good Superman movie. And this is why, like the Man of Steel, people were like, what?
I like
Superman's it. I don't dislike it, but depressed Superman is, that's not the take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I like though about Man of Steel? They destroyed that entire city, but that's like his first ever fight with a giant, like second ever fight with a giant creature. So he's always been kind of saving fishermen and glowering because his dad really did a number on him. But
Dad's
you know how many fights I've seen as a bar, like working in bars? You know how many tables I've seen turn over and like bar stools broken? Like this is just too. Like he tries to throw Zod into space, and Zod throws like a satellite back at him. So you. As many people are blaming Superman for all this carnage, like so much was done before it, and he like uses laser eyes and bombs himself, but this is like his first ever like real, well, second, but you know what I mean. Like this is his second ever fight, so he's not going to be good at it yet.
No, but a lot of it goes on his dad screwing him up, telling him, yeah, the most important thing is no one finding out who you are, and I'm going to kill myself to prove the point. Yeah, that's going to screw you up. That's going to screw you up as a kid, But, Superman is about the people.
Yeah.
And, Zack Snyder missed that point. It's the biggest problem with that movie that Zack Snyder doesn't realize, hey, Superman likes people, bro. Breaking news. He wouldn't just destroy Metropolis. You're insane. Anyway, different podcast.
But I don't even want to rank. I don't even think I could rank these four because I enjoyed all of them. I really did. And
agreed.
I mean, I think WandaVision, if I had to pick a favorite, it's WandaVision because it played it the least safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just, those first 3 episodes and just, she's the villain. And then you just, like, I don't know. And it brought back some of my favorite characters. So I think that's my favorite because it felt like Marvel trying to be daring.
Took a big swing.
And
absolutely.
I think they tried to they had a great, they really wanted to tackle things with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they did. But I think they got too rushed, and then they had too many characters, and they needed maybe 2 more episodes. But it's still a good show.
Yes.
But I would have loved to see that world breathed in. And I like Hawkeye, but it's just cute. Not cute. That's a really reductive. It's just fun, right?
It is.
And then Loki, it's timey-wimey. It's Doctor Who-y. It's silly. I think it's going to change the MCU the most. But yeah, they all offer something good. I don't think I could rank them. Could you rank them?
I thought about this, and like I said, Loki is my favorite, but it's not because the others are bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just because Loki is extremely weird. The stakes for Hawkeye are low because he's a street level hero, and so that's fine, and it's great. You get that Kingpin in there. You get Echo, who clearly is not a woman to be trifled with at all.
Awesome, yeah.
Can't wait to see what she's going to do later on.
Show.
Yeah, can't wait to see what's going to happen with that.
Badass.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Yeah, okay, Sharon's the power broker. Let's see where it goes from there. You know, she's gonna be, she's just gonna be the Western version of the Ten Rings. Okay, Sharon, cool. Why not? Sure. You know, I'm excited to see, you know, how Zemo's gonna break out. I want the U.S. agent to be beaten within an inch of his life because he's got the most punchable face in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And WandaVision, I had recently watched that Being the Ricardos, and so such a vibe. The first episode, it's just totally I Love Lucy,
Yeah.
and
Oh
it's
yeah.
really, really makes you feel warm inside. All the TV shows that they did on WandaVision, they started with I Love Lucy, they get into some growing pains, you know, Dick Van Dyke, and then they end with like Malcolm in the Middle, where she's talking to the kid. I love it. I
Hey,
do love that. It's good.
Norbert, why'd you sign that document 10 years ago? Why'd you check that box?
You know, because I was a kid, you know, and I wanted to, you know, I wanted to honor my grandfather because, you know, sure he was a communist, but whatever, you know,
What about
whatever,
that?
communism.
What about that handkerchief with the red lipstick?
You know, baby, you know that I mean, clearly, you know, that's your lipstick, baby. You know, I'm not with anybody else but you. You know, I love you, baby. I talk to her, but I love you, baby. You know how it is. Come on.
That's such an in joke for being the regardless.
That movie's solid.
And that's how I
I
end
don't
the
care
MCU podcast.
There it is.
Well, J.K.
Solid
Simmons is
movie,
in it,
folks.
just crushing it in that movie.
Yes.
So Sorkin.
Oh,
But
man.
no, well, thank you for joining me. We were originally supposed to cover all the movies. We'll just do a part 2 for that
Sure.
because this I was naive, Norbert.
Dude, I told you, man. Content galore.
Oh man, but no, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we got to talk about this because I haven't really talked about these shows with many people yet. So I'm glad that you and I got to break this down. I got a lot of favorite moments from MFF followers, but I'll do them in the next episode. I'll make sure to read those off. But yeah,
Nice.
this was fun. So Norbert, thank you for joining me. Where can people find you?
I am at Eddie Kane on the Twitter. I have my little website, norbert.wtf, not .com, .wtf, norbert.wtf. I found that and I was like, yeah, that's me. Norbert.wtf. That's a great website.
Can you do
And
a song for,
SoundCloud
like,
Norbert Morvan.
okay, SoundCloud SoundCloud Norbert Morvan. Yeah, I can add those in a link. I'll hunt them down. We need to get like a Tommy Lee Jones meets Alligator Loki song played with like a Bowie style.
Now what the hell are you talking about? This alligator's got some horns on. Now he's going to try to bite my head. What do you mean, alligator? You got to speak English, alligator. You just can't just growl at me. Come on over here. We got to save the Beverly Center.
No, bit my hand off.
Again.
We need to check every swamp. What do alligators live in? Swamp, zoo, pond, lake.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Look over there. Somebody just ate that gazelle. I think that alligator. Oh, my God. Here it comes again.
Check every retention pond, swamp, pond, lake, gully, glade, underpass.
Oh, it's a fjord.
Yeah, check every fjord. Go find that gator. Oh, man.
We are
He's
too
like-
insane.
That gator's like, he's like, I don't care. And the gator goes, "Rah," and just jumps off.
It just jumps. Yeah.
I know an alligator with no tail did it, but
Bum, bum, bum.
just Tommy Lee Jones hunting down an alligator who is clearly as intelligent as everyone else, but only speaks alligator.
That's right. And has no opposable thumbs, but is still able to open doors and jars.
And just wears sweaters like Harrison Ford does. And just sort of
Gleefully.
sneaks around. Was this was this alligator a doctor?
Well, sometimes the alligator's a doctor, and sometimes he's just a home repair guy. You know, it depends for
Oh,
the
it is a
situation.
different timeline.
He's a clever trickster, man. You never know what he's going to do next.
Oh, Jonathan Majors. All right, let's get out of here, man. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Morvan, this is Movie Films and Flicks. We'll see you next week.
Mark Hoffmeyer.
Hey, bit my tail off, oh man. Wait, does Tommy Lee Jones have a tail? I'm out of here.